Bubble Busters!
Your wedding day is the most special day of your life, so naturally, you wanted to go off without a hitch. I'm Aaron, and this is my fiancée Heather. She's adopted. However, the couple that adopted her treated her as a slave since she was little. They weren't looking to bring up a child when they adopted her. They just wanted someone to clean up after them. After finding out everything she's been through, I vowed to make her leave such a life behind and to make her the happiest person in the world from now on. Let's create a warm, joyful family together. That's how I proposed to her. To that, she burst out crying and said yes. With that, we started to plan our wedding. When we were planning our guest list, Heather told me about not wanting to invite her horrible parents. I mean, it makes sense.
Honestly, I don't even want to think of them as my parents. It might sound rude, but I don't want to invite them to our wedding.
If that's how you feel, it's okay with me.
But I still do feel as though I should.
Her parents have belittled her all her life, so there's no way they would suddenly be happy for her on her wedding day. Nonetheless, they are her family, so it would be strange not to invite them. We thought about it long and hard, and in the end, we decided to invite them, believing that they'd be on their best behavior. Then came the day of our wedding. The ceremony was about to start, but Heather's parents hadn't arrived yet.
If they're not coming, I'm fine with that.
Maybe lucky for us, they canceled last minute.
Canceling last minute is troublesome for us too.
Her parents still hadn't shown up, but we had to start the ceremony. Because of this, my dad walked Heather down the aisle. I admit it was a bit strange, but we were doing our best. This very moment, the doors flew open, and in came Heather's parents. Crap, we're late! I guess it's fine though. It's not my fault if I function at my own pace.
It's fine. It doesn't matter if we're late to Heather's stupid wedding.
Since the moment they stepped foot in the venue, I could tell I wasn't gonna like what was about to unfold. What's wrong with these people? These two couldn't even be bothered to dress for the occasion. They were even wearing sandals of all things. Seriously, this isn't some casual place you just rock up to. They'd already succeeded in ruining the atmosphere of the venue, but they couldn't care less. Nonetheless, Heather tried her best to keep it together.
Mom, Dad, thank you for coming today.
She's a true angel. If I were her, I'd be chasing them away with a bat. Her parents didn't even bother to acknowledge her and just sat down looking like they didn't even want to be there. The ceremony kept moving forward. And soon came the part where we would read our vows and kiss. I was so nervous. I had brushed my teeth really well, so I believed everything was going to be okay. That's when out of nowhere, Heather's parents started smoking. Just when we were kissing! Like seriously, during our big moment! The venue staff told them they weren't allowed to smoke here. Huh? You got a problem with it? I'll shove this car engine in your mouth if you don't shut up! Or we can take this outside. Your choice! It really seems like monkeys might actually be smarter than these two. The staff didn't know what to say to him. We need scarier guards here. I couldn't keep it any longer. If the two of you don't want to be here, then please leave. It's truly okay with the both of us. It might have sounded harsh, but I couldn't help but be honest. Though what I said didn't seem to sit right with him. Shut up, you idiot! You should be honored that we came all the way here!
Are you saying we don't deserve to be here? Who do you think raised Heather, huh?
Just like that, they clapped back. This isn't how the day was supposed to turn out. What was the point in me brushing my teeth so much if I can't even enjoy kissing Heather? Heather's parents kept complaining with the staff, the guests started to get restless, and Heather looked like she was about to break down. The ceremony was in chaos. Why is the most special day of our lives turning out like this? Someone help! I've had enough of this, so I told Heather I'd be calling up some people. Heather's parents can't get away with ruining our special day, Trouble Busters! Because Heather's parents and the venue staff couldn't come to an agreement, our wedding ceremony was put on pause. While we were trying to figure things out, the people I had called earlier had arrived. So, who's the one responsible for ruining this wedding? The scary-looking guy came bursting into the venue. Is it you two that's responsible for all this? Who are you? The scary-looking guy that showed up is actually my uncle. When he was younger, he really was caught up with some bad people. He isn't anymore, but he still looks the part. He's always been super friendly to me, so we've kept in touch.
Hey, you dirty lowlifes. This ain't the place to be smoking. If you want that much pollution in your lungs, then go stuff this car engine down your throats.
Just like this, my uncle's equally scary-looking wife arrived. Apparently, she used to be the leader of a biker gang.
Oh, we're sorry.
Heather's parents hurriedly threw away their cigarettes. No matter what I or the staff said, they wouldn't stop. But look at them now! I would appreciate it if they didn't just throw the cigarette butts on the floor, though. Do you two have any idea what this place is? Do you know what's happening right now?
Is there a brain cell in that tiny head of yours? If you're not careful, we'll fill your empty skull with gasoline.
My uncle and his wife were tearing them apart. Heather's parents tried to retaliate, but couldn't. Heather, do you mind if we take these two away for a bit?
Let's kick some sense into them.
Of course. Please take your time. If they don't end up showing up here again, that's absolutely fine.
We're getting out of here, you punks! My uncle and his wife took Heather's frightened parents out of the venue. Thanks for taking care of them for us! No worries. No need to worry about us. Oh, I won't. Good luck! Just like that, Heather's parents disappeared off to somewhere. Poor them. I have no idea if they'll make it back alive. All our guests were left stumped at what unfolded before their eyes. But thanks to Heather's parents leaving the venue, we were able to resume our wedding. We're sorry for creating a commotion.
What happened just now might be a lot to handle, but would you all mind if we continued with the ceremony?
We were able to calm everyone down and got on with the wedding. I wasn't sure how I'd explain exactly what just happened, but we had a more pressing issue to deal with. With peace restored to our wedding, we successfully finished the ceremony. Luckily, my breath stayed minty fresh until everything was over. Even after some time, Heather's parents didn't show up again. Were they possibly lost at sea? Before long, though, my uncle and his wife came back. Hey, you two are back! We took real good care of those two.
Care of?
Oh, relax, darling. They're still very much alive.
Obviously! Those two are horrible for acting the way they did at their own daughter's wedding!
They acted all tough in here, but out there they were spineless.
That's because the two of you are thankfully intimidating. Now that things have calmed down a little here, let me tell you a little more about these two. Like I said before, these two are truly intimidating. When I say they're gang level scary, I mean it. They're by far the scariest amongst my relatives. But they both have a heart of gold. I had previously invited them both to my wedding, but they said, if we show up, we'll end up scaring away the rest of the guests. I'm more than happy you asked us to come, but we'll sit this one out for your sake.
We wouldn't suit going to a fancy event like that. Let's get together soon so we can celebrate the two of you.
That's why, originally, they weren't gonna show up. I'm honestly quite surprised at how modest they both are. But with what had happened with Heather's parents, I insisted they come. They were both kind enough to come straight over. And that's how everything went down. Again, I'm really sorry I called you both out on such short notice. Absolutely no worries. I'm happy to have been part of your special day. I even got to see your embarrassed kissing face.
If you wouldn't mind, it would be our honor if both of you stayed for the reception party. There are 2 seats open.
Thank you for the invite, but is it really okay for us to be sticking around looking like this? We're not dressed for this sort of place.
Please don't worry about it at all. It's totally okay.
If I knew I'd stay here longer, I would have done my makeup properly today.
So with that, my uncle and his wife took part in the rest of our ceremony. The other guests were a little scared of them at first, but they saw how they had taken care of Heather's parents, so they quickly became admired as heroes. Heather took a real liking to them too. With this, we were finally able to successfully finish our wedding. Once our ceremony was over, out of nowhere, Heather's parents came stumbling back. Heather, don't get married to a guy with relatives like that!
Break up with this guy now.
What did my uncle and his wife do to them for them to say such a thing?
No, I'm going to start my new happy life with Aaron. The two of you can't tell me how to live my life anymore.
With that, Heather was finally able to say how she truly felt about her parents. A few days later, Heather officially broke off all ties to her parents. She doesn't want anything to do with them anymore. She didn't even tell them our new address. Now we're living together far away from her parents. Luckily, we haven't heard anything from the two of them since. But if anything were to happen with them in the future, I'm sure my trusty uncle and his wife will come to our rescue again. Leave it to us to take care of those irresponsible and rude people anytime you need.
Seriously, don't hesitate to call us.
They've always been so kind. Thank you so much. You two will always be our heroes. They say you have to fight fire with fire. So if someone scary comes along, then you need to bring along someone even scarier. To thank my uncle and his wife for their continued support, I give them gifts even now. Heather and I both go to visit them to deliver our gifts. Every time they welcome us with open arms. My uncle and his wife take really good care of Heather. They're like the parents she deserved all along. I'm happy that Heather and I getting married not only meant that we were family together, but also that she was able to find loving parental figures in her life. Trouble Busters!